Hello, today we'll be repairing an iPhone 5C screen and doing a battery replacement. To get started, we need a pentalobe screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a a flat thin tool. Let's get started. First step is to remove the two bottom screws. This one is actually missing those, so I'm just actually going to open it up. So get in through this side, don't get it in too far. But since the screen's already cracked, you don't have too much to worry about. I suspect there's some screws missing, or loose. Yeah, that's not a very good sign. So, this person's missing some screws over there, so they're probably loose inside the device. Okay, they're right over there. So I'm going to put those right over here for now. Then the first thing you want to do with every repair is to unscrew the battery and disconnect it. Or more specifically, unscrew the battery plate and then disconnect the battery from the board. Use your fingernail or a flat spudger, preferably plastic, just like non-conductive, to remove that. Then take out the 4 screws holding down the plate that keeps the cables for the LCD in place. And as always, keep your screws organized. That way, it will make your repair not only smoother, but also the reassembly easier as well. Nothing's worse than mismanaged screws. Just a note, the top right screw over here, that one is not magnetic. So I actually just lifted up the plate. Then you want to unclip these. This one does not have to be unclipped, so careful with that. Also, sometimes this thing will lift up a little bit on some repairs. Just push it back down, gently. All right. Once you have the screen removed, what you want to do is disassemble the LCD and transfer the components over to the new thing. Unless you got a full assembly, in that case, you're pretty much done already. Put that. Put that right next to it. And then you want to get under here either with your fingernail or something else. Just gently lift up and disconnect that part. There's a rubber gasket that the microphone sits into. Then what I like to do is unscrew the sides. There's 4 screws in the sides. Next step is remove all the screws in that bracket. The next step usually would be actually to remove the screws to the home button, but they seem to already be popped out. So what I'm going to do is carefully peel that up. If you do break the home button flex on this phone, it is completely replaceable. However, with any repair, do not treat the parts as if they're extendable. Next step, get your LCD. It would probably come with one of these plastic things in the back. Just peel it off. It's not necessary. I've seen that done on many poorly done repair jobs. Don't make that mistake. Take your back plate, move it over to this guy. Then start the reassembly. Next step, you want to put your home button back in. Start by putting the rubber piece in. Then line up the home button flex with the 2 little notches on the plastic part of the frame. Then put your screws in. Once you've installed those 2 screws, it's time for the top part. I actually like to take the plastic brackets out. Everyone has their preferences. However, I find that most of the time, these aftermarket screens, the brackets aren't often positioned properly, making it nearly impossible to get the parts in. So I just remove them. If you assemble it properly, you will not have any issues with them falling apart. Just a little tip is to put these things on there, make sure that part's bent back, and then kind of hold it together. This part's a little tricky. Get it above the camera notch into this little groove right over here. Lower it down. You should hear a snap when you click it into place properly. I like to hold my finger on it while I'm doing that, just so it doesn't like move. And make sure to install these screws in the proper order, because if you use the long screw in the wrong spot, you'll actually puncture your LCD and you'll not have a good day. Breaking LCDs is bad karma. If that's your thing. It's like smashing a mirror, walking under a ladder. Also, it costs money, so just from a purely financial standpoint, it's a bad idea. Alright, once you have your screen installed, click everything in to the board itself. Then, now you just want to test everything out. Actually, this customer said the battery was actually dead, so I'm actually going to do the battery repair. Alright, now that I replaced the battery, what you want to do is hook up the screen. Actually, plug the battery in. Alright, so now that it's booting up, what I'm going to do is install the plates. Actually, I'm going to disconnect the battery. Less risk of shorting anything. Try to line everything up with the screw holes properly. It will go in a little diagonal, but you'll just get a better result if you put it in perfectly straight, you know. Try to get everything close to as the factory intended it. Then put your plate back on. Alright, then what you want to do is take top of the screen, there's these 2 kind of bracket looking things, pivot it down, and then push the bottom in, work your way up the middle on both sides, and turn on your device. And that concludes screen repair on the iPhone 5C. Also, this one doesn't have 2 bottom screws in it. I'm going to find them one, but they don't have it. But put your bottom screws in if you have them. Alright, thank you. That was repair for everyone.